Good bright and early morning, guys. It's already hot. I've been inside all morning. It's bright out here. I can't see. Yeah, great. Yep, just a driveway count of cars. But what's that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you doing up here, Datsun? Shouldn't you be down? Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. Guys, the 1980 Datsun 210 is registered and insured. Haha, look at that. So, yeah, I took care of that yesterday. Went on down to the good old DMV, put her some tags and some insurances all over this bad boy. It's a temporary tag. It's good for 45 days. You get a registration. See, got one on there too. This one's gonna get a real tag when the 45-day one expires. I haven't done it for the Paseo because I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. Project's still gonna continue. I just mean about registration. The 79 Datsun 210 is it's running. So, and I don't mean like, you know, oh, it's running. No, it's running. As you notice, the dash bezel is off. I was trying to figure out why we didn't have any type of heater AC control. And believe it or not, all the AC functions or systems in this car are still set up and in good order. Nothing's leaking, so there's a good chance we can have AC because the compressor works too. The cluster, I haven't been able to get much to work yet. The speedometer is working. We realigned did one of the homemade alignments with a string. Got the wheel pretty straight now. The ignition switch is still broke. I've got it zip tied in place to this little random metal bracket right here. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. The carburetor, this is what pissed me off, was yesterday after we get back from the DMV. I had it running, right? And then yesterday we go to the DMV, pay for the taxes and the tag and insurance and all that good shit, only to come home and it wouldn't run. Like, we literally, I thought the car was ready, got the tags, came home, me and David jumped in it, we took it up the street here. Got to the end of this road, took a left, made it about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the road, and just kaput. That was it. And I was able to finally get it started again and limp it back home, but it was running so bad. And you know, we already did the new alternator and the new fuel lines and radiator hoses and radiator and water pump. So then I had to go and take the carburetor apart 3 times. Guys, I am not, I guess, the greatest at carburetors. I'll admit that to you now. Not at these anyway, but jack of all trades, master of none means I'm gonna try it anyway. So the 3rd time after tearing the carburetor apart, I figured out that there were little end caps in the carburetor that looked like they'd be a jet fitting. When you took them out, they were solid. Turns out below it, you need a smaller flathead to get down in there and remove the secondaries. And my dumb ass didn't see those. So that was most of our problem. That and the float spring kept sticking. I didn't think this would have a spring loaded one, but it did. So we cleaned that up. I took the spring and stretched it apart so that it had more, I guess, spring in it again. And I put it all back together, and now it runs. It's got a little bit of hesitation between like low and medium throttle. It just kind of burps and then takes off. But yesterday it wouldn't move at all. So this is 100 times better than it was. Today, me and David are about to load up in probably the Corolla because it's got air conditioning. And we're gonna run to Chesney and pick up some plugs and wires because it's got a really bad skip. And I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with these like old as shit fucking wires on here, bro. These things look like they're from like 81, which they probably are. I don't know. Like, just even the coal wire is just, everything looks old. the newest thing on it looks like the tie. So we're gonna put some new not rusty plugs and some new not broken to shit wires on it, and see if that helps our skipping problem. We've also got all the pieces to put the exhaust back on. David went and hooked us up, got us a bunch of flex pipe and a muffler. So before we leave, let's see if it'll cold start. I know it's like 90 fucking degrees out here, but it's still a cold start considered. So you just get your random ass key. I think today we will use the good old Chevrolet door key. Alright, clutch in. Pump this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set choke. There we go. Put the key in the ignition. Oh, lights are on. Not touching the gas. Come on, key switch. And there you have it. No throttle. So that skip we're hoping to get out with plugs and wires. But yep, it fucking runs. And a bunch of it ended up being I had to flush the fuel tank again. This time we did it through the drain plug, conveniently located on the fuel tank. And we drained out all the nasty rust. I mean, it was literally brown, chunky fuel that came out of there. It was gross. Like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking show you. It was that bad. Hey David, here, go ahead and start the Corolla and let it warm up and cut the air on max. It's hot. And I mowed my grass the other day and it's still all pretty. It hasn't really rained enough for it to grow again, and all the weeds are staying down. Usually by this time I've got a bunch of little bitch weeds sticking all up everywhere, but no, not today. It's still looking great. I'm happy. I'm in the front yard. Anyway, sorry. What's good? So this is what we drained out of this. As you can tell, it's bright orange. Has no consistency of fuel whatsoever. And I don't know if this is what has been in this tank for a long time, or if this was, I don't know. But in the sunlight it looks even worse. We did it last night in the dark.
Pond water.
Yeah, literally. That was in the fuel tank, and so we flushed it and cleaned it and put fresh gas in it, and now it's happy. But good God, no wonder that thing didn't want to run. That was literally in the tank. All right. Yeah. So.
Wires.
Yeah, probably not wires. We'll see. They probably got some type of like, they're probably like a universal thing, you know, like one thing fits like 17 different cars. But yeah guys, so that's some shit. Is the door locked?
Oh no.
Okay, you do that, I'll close the hood on the Datsun. So we're gonna go pick up some fucking shit for the Datsun. I need to walk around the parts store too, make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. Good odds are there's something else we need. And yeah.
Hi YouTube people.
We'll be back in like, I don't know. I mean, you're going with us, but we'll be back, you know. So let's go get some shit. This thing's gotten where it feels kind of jerky in reverse. Like when it's cold and you go to back up for the first time, it feels like it's like stuttering a little.
Oh, if you want to back up?
Huh?
I thought he didn't want to back up for me.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to back up at all. Still goes forward pretty good. I'll give the car credit. It's got, that odometer is not quite right. And that odometer is reading 268,000. And that's on the original motor and the original transmission. So, you know, maybe it's just about time it needs a transmission, but it's still backing up for now. So it ain't getting one until it don't move at all. Even if it don't back up, I'll make big circles everywhere. I push this thing out of parking spots. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings none. But anyway, let's get up here to the Auto Zone and get us some parts. So here we go. Got a bumblebee surrounding me. Started off with a Duralast fuel filter, some good old NGK V-Powers, the good ones. I like NGKs. I run NGKs and everything that I can run an NGK in, which is everything. The plug wires are a special order type of thing on it. They have one at their hub store, which our local hub store is the one in Georgia, is the closest. So it's coming from Georgia. So the plug wires should be here tomorrow around 3, they said. So right now we're gonna fire this pig back up and carry it over in the shade so we can start wrenching on it without getting sweaty. Oh, fired right up first. Come on, handbrake, there we go. And just poke it over here, nice and easy. Man, the other thing I forgot was to grab a temperature gauge. There she goes. So here's how we plan on remedying the exhaust. Got some really small flex pipes, some adapter plate things. And when we bought the car, it so graciously, how about that key though? It so graciously came with a rotted muffler in the trunk. So we're gonna see if we can't get that to retrofit on the piping that we've got. I know the other side's like blown out, I think. Yeah, but if we put it at the end, it shouldn't matter, and it should keep it a little bit quieter if we can get it to work. I also, just to be safe, where's the piping I bought? Oh, okay. I grabbed some, I think I already showed it, but grabbed some other piping at the junkyard that we can use to route it towards the back of the car and what have you. At least we got a kick-ass looking tip thing right there. Race car status. So we'll get started on that. Let's get it in the air. In my back pocket. There you go. One beside the town car key. And yeah, let's get to it. So David's down there sawing off the end of the muffler that we had to put back together. And you can go ahead. And this is the flex pipe that we cut the end off of. It rolled away somewhere. There was a little too much. That's a lot of flex pipe too, guys. So I'm gonna let him finish cutting. I'm gonna throw the other plugs in the motor. And then we'll come back and we'll show you what we're doing with all of this. Not through the back floorboard of this car. So here's what we got going on. Flex pipe from the header. Come on, camera focus, there we go. I know it looks ratty and it's not so pretty, but it's going into a muffler and we're gonna tack it all together and hang it up. And while, yes, it is ghetto and not the ideal situation you wanna be running, it is better than open header dumping fumes right there. This is also a temporary setup. Oh, look at that. It's got a new slave cylinder on the transmission. No, it does. But no, this is just a temporary setup. We will go and have full exhaust put on it later on or do it ourselves and do it right. This is just to get us by right now to see
We can
how
drive it through town.
Yeah, so we can drive it pretty much through downtown and stuff like that without going to prison or breaking noise ordinances. So I'm gonna get out of David's way, and me and you guys, while David does that, we're gonna go work on the plugs and the fuel filter, because that needs to get done like now. Here's our old little canister style filter with the hose. It's too flexible and it doesn't want to come off. It's just twisting and bending. I've never seen one do that. So we got to get that off and put our new inline filter in place of that. So let's get started.